Frexil kept low, as bolts of highly concentrated ultraviolet light popped and whizzed overhead. He had signed up to serve in the military a few years back, and one of the many things he had gained from experience was regret. See the galaxy, serve and protect. So many slogans, and he had bought them hook, line and sinker. But all he did was stand around twiddling his claws and have to deal with rightfully protesting civilians. He had constantly wished for something interesting to happen. A battle, at least. Fate, though, seemed to have a sense of humour, as 2 days before his term of volunteer service was meant to come to an end, war was declared. An emergency conscription order was issued, and all serving races had their terms extended till the end of the conflict. At first, Frexil felt nothing but anticipation. Finally a fight he could dig his fangs into. Oh, how arrogant he was. He often hoped for a temporal anomaly to send him back so he could stop his idiot younger self from signing up. His musing was interrupted by a scrambling form that dropped into the foxhole he was lying in. It was a human. Amongst the races serving in the Allied Systems military, the humans were the most laughable. Physically weak and barely sentient by some of the more intelligent races' standards, nothing at all unique nor interesting about them. Looking over at the human's face, he balked. The human was showing a threat display. He had to pause a moment to remember humans showing its fangs meant they were experiencing positive emotions. So, we're going to take that position, sir? The human asked with a tilt of his head. Are you mad, human? Frexil cried out. Any race hit by those bolts would get burned away rapidly. Well, sitting here isn't going to do us much good, the human shouted back. His sentence was punctuated by a mortar shell landing nearby. We are under heavy fire, human, or haven't you noticed? Frexil roared, his temper starting to run short. No pain, no gain, the human said with a shrug. You can sit back here, sir. I'll charge that line, the human shouted, as he darted up over the ridge and screamed a battle cry. Frexil was paralysed by what he had seen. The human must have been an insane one sent forwards to absorb fire, while the actually sane warriors followed. Humans must be despicable indeed. Slowly but surely, the cracks of bolts began to quieten. Cautiously, Frexil poked his head over the ridge, and was stunned to see the smouldering emplacement. Moving up and keeping low as he approached, he readied his carbonizer rifle. Drop your weapons! If you surrender now, I will guarantee your lives under the Intergalactic Treaty of Paris, Frexil shouted, as he aimed at the dugout that was filled with corpses. In the middle stood the human. It took all his effort not to pick up his meal from earlier. Standing in the middle, with near a dozen bolt wounds, was the human. Ah, hello, sir, he saluted, and stood upright. We must get you a medevac, Frexil shouted in a panic. Huh? Sir, these little burns aren't going to do much. Can't even feel them, the human said, baring his fangs again. Can't feel them? Frexil repeated in shock. Adrenaline is really pumping right now. Could probably get my emplacements taken down up to a baker's dozen if I get one more in, he replied with a shrug. You've taken down 12 emplacements already? Frexil asked in growing terror. Aye, sir. A little sunburn ain't killed anybody, the human paused. Well, ain't nobody I know of, at least, he quickly added. Sunburn? Frexil repeated. Aye, sir. Their little flashlights downbreak our skin. Seems we are rather tough bastards, he replied, actually rubbing the back of his head. Still, I must be off, sir. Me and my buddy are having a competition to see who can bag the most positions, the human said, baring his fangs again. Bzzz. Hey, Mike. I just took on a heavy light cannon and got a killer tan. Also, I'm at 11. A voice out of his comm unit announced. Crap. Sorry, sir. Gotta go maintain my lead while I got it, the human said with a hasty salute, as he turned to run off. Wait, human. Do your wounds seriously not hurt? Frexil asked. A little, but adrenaline is keeping it to barely noticeable. Regardless, as I said, no pain, no gain. He saluted one more time before running off into the distance. Frexil collapsed against the sandbags in shock. These humans were terrifying. They didn't care about injury. They seemed to have excellent resistance to UV rifles. Maybe he had misjudged them. Thinking about it, maybe with this insane race on their side, they might be home by Glipmas, as the government said. The last thing he heard before settling in for the long haul was the boom of artillery starting up.